Hi, everybody. It's Joe Cioffi here, Fios One News Long Island and Fios One News New Jersey at the top of the hour at 6 o'clock.
And Joe Rayo, Fios One News Lower Hudson Valley, also at the top of the 6 o'clock hour.
Tough evening commute underway. We've got a few things going on. I'm just going to bring up the radar, the regional radar here real quick. And you can see that there are some thunderstorms running around. I'm going to just really fast, Joe, going to check to see if there's anything new from the standpoint of warnings that are up. We still have this severe thunderstorm watch, by the way, that runs through 10 o'clock, covers all of the Hudson Valley, southwest, most of western Connecticut, Nassau County, New York City, all of New Jersey, and eastern Pennsylvania. And at the moment, we have a flash flood warning up for Essex, Hudson, Union counties, and also for Manhattan and Brooklyn, and I think they may have. Okay, and then there's the
Staten Island,
and Staten Island. Correct. We don't want to leave Staten Island out, and we also now have a special marine warning left for the coastal waters. The severe thunderstorm warning that was up for parts of New York City that has ended at the moment, and we have a severe thunderstorm warning up still going on in the northern half of Dutchess County.
And it's been a very active night for the immediate tri-state area, and also for lower Westchester, not one but two rather strong to severe clusters of storms with heavy downpours and also dangerous cloud-to-ground lightning. And now on top of all of that, you can see on this view that we're showing right now, quite plainly, a broken to solid line of showers and embedded thunderstorms that's located just to the northwest of New Jersey and also into parts of the lower Hudson Valley. That is moving on a general west to east course and may sweep across parts of the Hudson Valley and northern Jersey within the next few hours.
Okay, I'm going to bring up the a tighter local radar here, Joe, so we can take a look at that. So hang on one second.
And of course, none of this is a surprise. If you were with us yesterday or last night, we were telling you that there was a fairly good chance that it was going to be an active afternoon and evening in and around our Fios One viewing area.
And that it was. There's still some more to go. These lead cells that have developed, actually, they're kind of. I was referring to them yesterday and this morning. There's these are like renegade cells that are developing ahead of the main line that is up in northwestern New Jersey. And I'm bringing up, Joe, the tight radar view here. This is a still. The storms that are over New York City, they look like they peaked about maybe 30 minutes ago or so ago in terms of intensity, and they're still there, but they've weakened a little bit, and they kind of extend into westernmost Nassau County barely, and northwestern Nassau County barely. But then we've got this line, looks like some pretty interesting cells west of 87 coming into, I guess that's Ulster County up there, or Sullivan County. No, I'm sorry, just trying to get my bearings. We have in Sullivan and probably in Ulster and over into northern Dutchess. So that's looks like a snaking line that is moving eastward. Then a break, and then you've got some big storms going on in parts of south central PA around Harrisburg and Lancaster.
And it may very well be, Joe, what we were speculating last night, that this upcoming line may actually break in two. That there's already a void, if you will, over eastern Pennsylvania. And who knows, maybe there'll be one line that passes just off to the north of New York City and another line that passes off to the south, maybe hitting Philadelphia, or if not Philadelphia, maybe down across parts of southern Jersey. All of this passing during the next 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 hours.
Bob Apple, North Philadelphia, KPNE, 0.77 inches of rain, and on the back in the back, and 1.2 inches in the front. I'm not sure what you mean by the back and the front. And officially fell 1.18 all in half an hour, but no strong winds. There's mostly rain there. Kristen DeKalb Sampson, no thunderstorms in Suffolk County, at least not yet. We know how thunderstorms go to Long Island to die, and right now, at least from that Renegade band, there doesn't seem to be too much. Nothing yet. Tony Milano, Flushing, Queens. Timothy Veltman up in the middle Hudson Valley up to the north, really running around today. They all ran around his location. Thunder was loud in the distance. It caught glimpses of a few lightning bolts. Corey Bodziak is in South Jersey, and he's probably, you can see on the radar. I'll loop this. Let me see if I can loop this.
And it does seem to be one cell that's in the vicinity of Cape May, or maybe a little ways north of there. So it's not a situation, Joe, where everybody is getting nailed hard with this activity. It is widely scattered, mostly in small clusters or in narrow lines. And again, there's a lot of room for places that aren't seeing anything aside from maybe a lot of ominous-looking clouds at the moment.
Yeah, I just put the composite up so you can see, see them a bit better. The darker reds, some of these cells down in South Jersey. You can see the gaps in here. There really isn't too much going on in North Jersey at the moment as we look at that line that's coming in from the northwest. Staten Island was hit very hard, by the way. James Oakland.
I was just saying
reporting that.
I was just saying it looks like there's one particular cell that looks like it's just about ready to enter northern sections of Sussex County in New Jersey.
Right.
You talk about the tri-state area. I mean, right there around Port Jervis is where the three states come to a meeting place: New York, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. And it looks like there could be some pretty good action going on in that vicinity right now.
All right, so I'm going to bring up, we'll take a look at what some of the models are doing with this over the next few hours. I'll bring up the HRRR. I have to tell you, Joe, there's been another exercise in futility with some of these models, all seeming to want to go in different directions with this sort of stuff, and you just don't know which one has the best view, and it really, at the end of the day, you just have to really wait for everything to happen.
They never seem to be on the same page, do they? They always have to have their same semblance of idea. It's almost like politicians in Washington.
Oh God. Nice. I'm just trying to find the window, which seems to have escaped me at the moment. Let me try one more time. Where are you? Usually that window pops up. All right, you know what? I'm gonna have to set it.
I think the 3 kilometer NAM has been a little bit more successful in tracking these storms, and not all that much more successful, but it seems to be a better bet than looking at the HRRR model.
All right, well, you know what? I have the HRRR up now, and then we'll switch to the 3K and take a look at what that has. So the HRRR, this is what it says the radar's supposed to look right now. So it seems to me, judging from the radars that we were just looking at, that this is kind of understated, and these cells, after about 9 or 10 o'clock, just die rapidly off on this model. So why don't we now look at you think the 3K's done better, so let's look at the 3K. But even the 3K, Joe, this is supposed to be this is 6 o'clock, really showing next to nothing in the areas around New York City and down in South Jersey.
Right.
The line picks up okay.
And what do they do with that? Well,
it kind of holds. It tries to clip it up and through North Jersey and New York City and the Hudson Valley. By the time we get to about 10 o'clock, it's falling apart and gone.
right.
I don't know. I think the best approach is let's just keep watching the radar. That's really all you can do.
That's really it. Not forecasting, but nowcasting, and just watching and seeing what's happening and whether or not any specific cell of precipitation is holding together or weakening. But you really don't want to see, especially as we move into a weekend. A lot of people end up with no power because of power lines coming down or trees coming down with this activity. It doesn't seem to be the most severe or heaviest activity we've seen in recent days and weeks, but it's still severe or active enough for the Weather Service, for the Storm Prediction Center, to put up a watch for our area.
Right. All right. Let's take everybody through. Sorry. There we go. Let's take everybody through the weekend. I'm thinking tomorrow will still be, let's call it, moderately humid, and suddenly the GFS wants to fire up some showers here tomorrow afternoon, midday. I don't know. I'm still thinking, maybe for you in the Hudson Valley, yes. I left them out for Long Island and for most of New Jersey, except maybe a chance in the Northwest. And then Sunday, I think, really to me looks like it's a warm day. It's going to be in the 80s, but the humidity looks like the dew points are going to get down into the 50s in a lot of locations. So Sunday's going to be nice and comfortable, especially compared to the bad hair weather, hashtag bad hair weather we've had.
We've had it.
And then looks like we might hang on. Humidity starts to come up a bit on Monday and Tuesday, and then we get back to the chance for some showers as we move to the middle of the week. It looks pretty straightforward to me.
Monday looks like the humidity indeed is going to start coming back, but not coming back all at once, but kind of leaking back in, if I may use that term. And then finally, when we get to Tuesday and into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we're back in the same soup that we've been in for so many days in recent last week or so.
Right. Tropics aren't doing anything, so we don't have to really worry about that. Even though I noticed that some of the models are actually spinning up lows out in the tropical Atlantic next week. I think because of the Saharan dust and situation and the upper lows that are out there, they really don't they just basically are low cloud swirls, and the models don't seem to be doing very much with them. So I guess we'll just kind of wait to see if anything comes out of that. And that's really about it. Just trying to get to some more comments and questions. Cloudy in Tom's River for Stacy Schaefer. Nothing yet. Maureen McGrath. Some storm in Staten Island. Lots of rain, wind, trees down, and power outages. It did appear, by the way, from that complex that moved over New Jersey and from northeastern parts of the county surrounding the New York Harbor there. There was looked like a rotation was trying just south and west of Newark, but it never seemed to really get going.
Yeah, as I said, they actually had, in the immediate New York City metropolitan area, there were not one but two clusters of very heavy weather. It had the heavy rainfall. It also had dangerous cloud-to-ground lightning, some gusty winds, and one cluster came on by around 2:30 or 3 o'clock. Then there was a bit of a let-up, and then a second cluster of thunderstorm or heavy shower activity moved on by around 5 o'clock this afternoon. And now that has passed, now the attention goes to that narrow line over northeast Pennsylvania and parts of the Hudson Valley, working its way slowly to the south and east, and that may come on through parts of our viewing area in the next 1 to 3 hours. And the watch remains in effect until 10 o'clock. I really didn't think that, I said that we'd still be under the gun for maybe a shower or storm till at least midnight, and after midnight I think everything will begin to finally calm down.
All right, it looks like, Joe, just as an update, the flash flood warning looks like it remains for just a small area just south and west of Staten Island on the Jersey side, and everybody else now where there was a flash flood warning, it's under a flood advisory. So it's just basically the residual range playing itself out.
I really don't know what the difference is between a flash flood warning and a flood advisory. You're being advised of flooding in one case,
right?
And in the other case,
you have flood. I'm sorry, because I'm going to have to say this. So you have a flood advisory, you have a flood warning, and you have a flash flood warning. Okay. To me, the flash flood warning is, deluge, thunderstorm, water rises really, really fast. The flood warning is heavy rain from thunderstorms, water rises gradually, then kind of gets high enough where it starts to flood. Okay. To me, the flood advisory is that, several toilets overflowed, and, so they pull up a flood advisory. It's gotten to the point where they basically have to warn everybody of every puddle of water. I'm not trying to downplay the seriousness, and it is serious when it comes to flash flooding, and also for flood warnings. People, how many times you and I have both seen people driving in flooded out streets and creating oceans of waves, right, trying to find that sort of middle spot where it's high enough so that you don't get stuck, and then ultimately somebody does get stuck. And the Weather Service's statement of turn around, don't drown, because if you don't know where you are and you see something like that and you you don't know how deep it is.
Exactly.
You don't know if there are live wires in there. But on there's the other extreme, which is, as I said, it seems as if you start warning for every puddle of water that's out there.
I think the problem is that all three statements, the advisory, the flash flood warning, and the flood warning or advisory, they all have the same word in it, flood, and immediately your mind makes a mental picture of a flood.
Right.
This is of course various different magnitudes of flooding or whatever.
Right.
We
Not-
saw a lot of the
Some go directly to Noah. No.
some of this activity. We saw a lot of the activity that you just mentioned about water up to the quarter panels of cars. Not during Sandy so much, at least in the Hudson Valley, but during Irene. I never saw so much water
Right.
all over a widespread region. And in fact, late in that storm, Irene actually had kids who were planning to do some their equivalent of whitewater rafting. And I think in one case the raft tipped over and there were big problems and everything. Don't be silly. You know, when you get into this type of pattern and you see even the remotest chance of some kind of flooding, just take it easy. And if you don't have to go anywhere, just stay right where you
Right.
are. And if you do have to go somewhere, take it and with the utmost caution, because it could be deadly in some cases.
All right, so let's just want to say, remind everybody, it is now 6:15 Eastern time. So in case you're watching this at 7:15 or at 8:15, the radars, they're all dated, obviously, at that point. So you want to check with the latest satellite and radar. Check on FiOS 1 News, or you can go to your local National Weather Service forecast office page at you can access that at weather.gov and just find where New York and New Jersey are on the map and click on it, or if you're in eastern Pennsylvania, just click on it. You want to make sure you have all the latest watches and warnings and advisories that are up. Weekend looks okay for Saturday, looks good for Sunday. Humidity still around tomorrow, but better than today. Nice on Sunday, warm, but it should be comfortable. And we're all good. So we'll leave it here. I'll be on at the top of the hour. FiOS 1 News, Long Island and New Jersey.
FiOS 1 News, Lower Hudson Valley for yours truly.
And if weather gets active, we may break in again. Otherwise, this may be it tonight for the Joe and Joe Show. And in which case, we will see you next Monday. And I'll keep you updated over the weekend. Joe's on his Facebook page, Joe Rayo Weather, and he'll keep you updated over there.
Right.
All right. Take care, everybody.
See you later, maybe.